What's good? It's another Q's corner. Just uh, just had a thought. Just created this thing right that you see on the screen real quick, and I think I'm just gonna call this video "Domestic Violence is a Joke." And the reasons why I say that is because over the past, through 2, almost 3 weeks, we've been talking about the gentleman on the left, both on the left. As you know, Adrian Peterson, I guess, is, I'm assuming, going to be charged with child abuse, and we all know the Ray Rice situation. It's funny how I heard all these, well, actually, I didn't hear them firsthand, I just saw them on YouTube, but people like James Brown and whatever that lady's name is on ESPN, or I can't think of her name, but anyways, um, they all gave this impassioned speech about uh, beating women and domestic violence, and Chris Carter got emotional over Adrian Peterson beating his child. Okay, so let's say all that was warranted. What do you make about this woman on the right? See, one thing I've noticed, and again, I said this in a previous video, you have to read beyond the storyline. The only reason why Adrian Peterson was in the news, the only reason why Ray Rice was back in the news, was the simple fact that they are black men. And it was like, well, they're football players. Yeah, but they're black men that happen to be football players. Let me explain. See, no matter what a black man does, whether he's famous or whether he's infamous, the news media always makes it a point to flash this black man's face, whether it's local or whether it's across the country or whether it's global. They always look to make the black man out to be a villain, to be the worst thing since food wasn't able to be stored in a fridge. You know, they always make black men out to be the villains and to be the evil people of the world and the scourge of the earth. But I notice that whenever I come across these stories of black women who abuse their children, or black women such as Ramika Clark, who beat her ex-boyfriend with a metal pipe, and yet they arrested the black man and not the black woman who did the assault. Now, this woman has been arrested, but she said that her, I'm assuming this guy was her ex-boyfriend, he abused the child. So they arrested both and charged both because there's conflicting stories. I saw the story online earlier and I chuckled and I said to myself, if a man would have been accused, even if there was no scars, if they would have said that black man hit that child, they wouldn't have arrested the mother if the black man said, well, she hit him. They wouldn't have arrested that black woman because there was conflicting stories. It's a bunch of crap. And I'm highlighting this is because most people don't really care about this because it's, oh, we got bigger things to worry about. That's what they said about the Ray Rice situation. But see, unlike some of those simple Negroes, I see the end to the means, or the means to the end. Either way, I see what the overall picture is. And the overall picture is to demonize the black man, to make the black man the most feared, and to be the most visual threat there is in society, when in actuality the most visual threat in society is probably the white man. Let's just call it what it is. Let's study history for a second. But nonetheless, there's almost been a media blackout with the exception of probably locally. Now I understand she ain't no football player, she ain't no WNBA player, so it's probably not even that serious. But these people who made these impassionate, almost Vince Lombardi esque speeches about domestic violence and how it has to stop and it has to be taken serious. Where are these people talking about this story? This Delisha Salters is one of many women, regardless of color, but this is one of many women that have been involved and initiated domestic violence, whether against a child or whether against another man. I just mentioned Ramisha Clark, who beat her ex boyfriend up with a metal pipe or a metal object, whatever it was metal. I find it highly ironic that was it Susie Colburn? I think it was her name. I can't remember that lady from ESPN, but she made that big old stinking speech, and James Brown too. Stinking speech about how men need not to hit women. Well, how about women stop abusing their children? How about women don't swing metal objects at men or anyone else? How about they just keep their damn hands to themselves? But I find it funny how black women always get a pass in the media, but the black men never get a pass in the media. They never get the media blackout. They never just get the local news treatment. This Ray Rice news was on every, and Adrian Peterson was on every news outlet, local, global, international, whatever. It was on there. And again, I understand those two gentlemen on the left are famous, but these people made a moral speech about violence in general. Yet they haven't come out and said anything about this woman. She abused her baby boy and left him outside near the trash. Yes, the trash. Her own flesh and blood. Set it out like it was a bag of garbage. And after the baby had bruises and internal bruising, where's the media outrage over this? Exactly, it's nowhere to be found. Anyways, this is a short Q's Corner, but I just wanted to put out this video and just highlight the hypocrisy, not only with black men, but just the fact that when black women do atrocious stuff, it's local news at best. Sometimes it doesn't even come out till years later. Anyways, just wanted to do this quick Q's Corner video. Leave your feedback. What do you think about this whole media bias? The whole reality of the situation is I understand white folks is trying to make the biggest threat, which is the black man, look bad, and right now the black man is now the lowest person on the totem pole, even below black women. The system was set up that way. So I understand why they don't talk about when black women do outlandish stuff, but nonetheless, leave your feedback and comments. All right, later.